Hello, this is Sunil Sundaraj with njvarsity.rivals.com. I'm happy to welcome in DePaul Catholic High School football senior tight end Nuccio Lisitano. Nuccio, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations, Nuccio, on a great career there on the football field at DePaul Catholic. I said had some time now to just, kick back and, just think about what you're able to accomplish there at DePaul Catholic. What comes to your mind, Nuccio?
Well, many great things on and off the field at DePaul. Last year, won the state championship. That was great for my career and great for all of our careers. This year, short season, but, we're all glad we got to play. So that was amazing, especially Coach Max last year. So that was amazing for us.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at your stats, Nuccio, even a short amount of games that you guys played, able to put up some really good stats, solid stuff. I mean, what did that mean to you? All county selection. I mean, I'm sure, that definitely brings a lot of joy and a smile to your face knowing that you were able to with that production.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I just wanted to give it all I got for my last season and for my guys that I'm playing with. So yeah, that was definitely, I was glad to have that.
Yeah. I had to ask you, of course, 2020, just, unusual, crazy year with this COVID-19 pandemic. How were you guys, especially with the training? And then, once you got of course, the word that you guys were going to have a season for the senior class and even the rest of the team. I mean, just what was going through your minds? I had to ask you that.
I mean, at first, a lot of things were getting canceled. Our practices, sometimes we would be there and then we had to leave.
Yeah.
So when we heard it was go time, it was the best feeling, honestly, that we get to play. And it was uncertainty. So we were very happy that we got to play.
Yeah,
definitely.
I had to ask you that first practice, first game that you guys played. What was that moment for you?
Oh, man, it was surreal. It really was. My senior year, I dreamed of this since I was a freshman that I was going to get play my senior year at DePaul Catholic and, with my guys.
Yeah. I had to ask you, as we're going, through the season. I mean, it's tough. Like I've asked a number of players because you practice, you train, all the preparation that goes into a game week, and then you find out a game is canceled. I mean, that must be so demoralizing because what, all that hard work you guys put in, and then all of a sudden at the last minute, game is canceled or pushed back. I mean, how to just being able to adjust on the fly and just know that look, or even play a different opponent. Can you just talk about that, Nuccio?
Yeah, sometimes you'd be the day before game day and we cancel and we wouldn't know who we're playing. We got to just game plan from there. Stay all at the school all night, and then in the morning come early and be ready to work.
Yeah,
it was a great job from the players and coaches adjusting. It was crazy. No one ever been through this. It was hard. It was hard, but we got through it.
As you mentioned earlier, coming off a championship season, I had to ask you for the seniors. What was, the feeling like? What was any message that you guys had, what you wanted to, finish, how you guys wanted to finish out your careers there at DePaul Catholic?
Yeah, we all love each other, and it's a big family at DePaul. So we want us to succeed. We want the other guy to succeed. So we always trying to set each other out on top,
Yeah.
So it was a great feeling.
I had to ask you about your training in previous years, from year to year, wanting to be the best you could at your position. Can you just, walk people through that process, Nuccio?
Well, I train 3 days a week.
Okay.
And then that's all agility stuff. I'm in the weight room every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be the best, just to be great at my position, I have to work every day because there's guys working when I'm waking up. They're working right now. So, you got to beat them to it and just push hard as you could every day.
I was looking at the wide receiving core and being a tight end. I mean, looking at this year's bunch. I mean, Marshawn Ferguson Jr., Corey Lyde, Demir White, Edwin Conran. I mean, last year Charles Finley, Teddy Full. I mean, you talking about a stack group, a group that where your quarterback Andrew Butler could spread the ball around. I had to ask you what it just meant to be part of that elite group.
Oh man, that was great. It was just like any down you could get it to an athlete and he could score. It's a great feeling. You guys got what's it called? Guys on the other side that are amazing players and just could take the ball to the house anytime.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
All right, tell people about playing the tight end position. What's unique about it, and just how you again have been able to excel at that position on Nuccio.
Well, tight end, it's a crazy position because you got to block like a lineman,
Hmm.
catch the ball like a receiver. You got to be smart as a quarterback sometimes because you got to know all the formations on the defense.
Yeah.
Well, I played receiver my freshman year, so I kind of had the receiver aspect of it, and then blocking was kind of hard because I had to gain a little weight. But I did it, and I just worked. I worked at it so hard my junior and senior year, and I'm here today. So
I was looking at that. If I'm correct, Quan Roberson, and then of course, then to Andrew Butler. I wanted to ask you for with those two quarterbacks, what they brought to the table, developing that chemistry on the field. I'm sure working in the off season, I said on your routes. Can you just again describe that entire process and how it gelled so well, Nozio?
definitely. Well, both of them have the biggest leadership I ever seen. Like they could take guys and tell them we're gonna do this and we're gonna do it now, and we'll all fall together with him, and we'll do it. Especially they work so hard, both of them. We trained on the off season, me and them, and it's just all great work. They always want to push the guy next to them to their limits, and they're definitely winners. They're both definitely winners and tough guys. I love to be around them.
I asked Andrew this in the interview is that because being a left-handed quarterback, and they're not too many, of course, in North
Yeah,
Jersey
definitely.
and the States. So I had to ask you that must have been a unique thing. I said with the lefty, I had to ask you anything different with that, or it was basically same thing as you were working with Taquan. I had to ask you about that.
A little bit. First year it was a little different, just seeing
Yeah.
him throw the ball, and I was like, it was kind of weird, but I adjusted to it. It was great.
That's great. As you mentioned, Coach McKenna's head coach John McKenna's last season, very emotional. What did he mean to you personally? And I don't want to forget the other coaches. And now, of course, with Coach, head coach Nick Campanelli, said now taking over. I mean, there are other coaches on this staff that deserve the recognition. Can you just speak to that, Nuzio?
Yeah, well, first Coach Mack, I see him every day. He's in school every day, and since I got there, he's been like a father figure. Honestly, I'm with him more than my family. So he's a great guy. He cares about you as a person more than a football player. So it really touched me.
Yeah.
And the coaches he has around him are great people, and they do the same. Just great football minds all around.
Yeah. Any other coaches like especially offensive coordinator like that worked with you especially these last couple of years, Nunzio?
Yeah, my tight end coach, Coach Al Nolte. Yeah, he's
Okay.
a great guy. Especially he's kind of like a father figure, and plus he's a great coach on the side of that.
Yeah.
So it was definitely great work all the time with him.
I mean, knowing what Coach McKenna had been able to accomplish during his tenure at DePaul Catholic High School, as the weeks were going on, and then said that final game, it turned out to be a home game there against St. Joe's. How emotional was that for you guys? Week by week, and then that final game, and once that final whistle went off. I mean, how difficult was that for you guys? Knowing, I mean, that was it.
It was definitely hard, but every practice we took it like a game because we knew that we wanted to send him out on top. But it didn't work out. But that game doesn't define his career. He had a great career at DePaul, and it was really emotional that last whistle, especially for the singers too.
Yeah,
it was a crazy experience. It was surreal, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, taking that jersey off, and of course, you're wearing DePaul Catholic football shirt. I want to ask you what that Spartans jersey represents to you, Nuzio.
Everybody says it, but it's definitely true at DePaul. It's a huge family, and it's tight knit. Everybody cares about each other. We're all gonna work hard as we could. We don't have the biggest team. We're not always the best skill, but we're always the toughest on the field, and that's what it means to me. It's a family, and we're tough.
Yeah. I asked Andrew and Joe about this, Joe Fano, about playing in non-public, non-public group 3, but against the group 4 schools. Some of the best rivalries, not only in North Jersey, across the state of New Jersey and the country. We were talking about, Bergen Catholic, said Don Bosco, St. Joe's, Paramus Catholic, there's Del Barton there. I mean, playing these, heavy powerhouse schools. What did it mean to be part of those rivalries, Nuzio?
Yeah, it was great, especially when there was fans. It was packed house,
Yeah.
and all these guys that we're going against are high division guys in college, and they're all good players. So it was kind of like a college game in some sort. So it was definitely great to be in that game and great to play, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, just to see the amount of talent on the field and seeing these players go on to, of course, college and, even further, I'm sure that, I mean, that's the thing I had to ask you is that, limited amount of fans in the stands, it said only family, you didn't have the true essence of, the marching band, the cheerleaders. How that environment, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, can you just talk about being able to block that out and just focus on the game itself, Nuccio?
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of the fans. You don't really realize it until it's not there, you know?
Yeah.
But our whole team did a great job in pushing through that, honestly. It was just like we took it as a game, but we didn't hear the fans. So we were just focusing on the game. That's it. And it kind of helped us in a way because, our minds were just in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great, honestly.
Yeah. Hey, you said you were coming off a championship season. Tell everyone that 2019 season and talk Andrew enjoy it. It didn't get off the best start, but you guys finished it out in style there at Rutgers, University at SHI Stadium with the win over Mater Dei Prep. It said just a phenomenal game, 27-25. I think was the final score. How that roller coaster of a season. Just talk about that, Nuccio.
Definitely. Well, starting off, we were definitely a young squad, so we had to get the ball rolling. We didn't start really well, losing a couple of games, but then as the season started to end, we were going to the playoffs, and we're like, guys, we have a lot of, even though we're all sophomores, juniors, and a couple seniors, we got to get this together. We're gonna, we want to win this thing. Yeah. So that last regular season game, we played Bergen Catholic, and probably no one thought we were gonna win. There's no really fans there, and we came out and we're like, we're gonna do this thing, and we did it. Andrew led us, and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, to play it again on a college campus, at Rutgers, what was that experience like for you and the rest of the team? I mean, in the locker rooms, coming out onto the field, it said 4 quarters on that field. I mean, it was a frigid night, I remember. But what was that, for you personally, Nuccio?
It was awesome. Getting there, going to the locker room, as a college locker room, you don't get to experience that every day. So it kind of felt great. And then walking out into that tunnel and seeing, you don't really realize that the stadium was so big compared to like our stadium.
Yeah.
So walking out there, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And playing, we're on a Jumbotron, and it's just a great feeling,
I mean, just be able to, I remember when the final whistle went off, you guys streaming onto the field and, just emotions just pouring over and being able to, hoist that trophy up. What was that experience like at midfield?
Yeah, man, it let up a lot because my sophomore year, we lost them in the semifinals. So since that day, we've been waiting for them.
Yeah.
And we got a chance to play them, and it was just emotion filled. That game, that whole game was just a surreal moment. We ran on the field. We were so happy for each other.
Yeah.
It was a great feeling.
That's good. That's good. I just have a couple more. Can't thank you enough for the time. Let's see. I wanted to pivot to the school itself, DePaul Catholic High School. As you said, 2020 with remote learning, but as far as previous years, the support from the students, athletic director, administration, even the town of Wayne itself. Just if you can talk about that.
Yeah. Well, the whole community is all tight, especially the school too. So, teachers know you by name. It's not a lot of kids in the classroom. The students know each other. Students are coming to our games. We're going to their games. It was a great feeling walking in and kind of everybody's like a family.
Yeah.
So, and everybody cares about you, especially. So it was a great feeling to be at DePaul. And it was the best 4 years of my life.
That's great. I'm just curious, any other sports that you played growing up besides football, Nuccio?
Basketball.
Nice. Okay.
Basketball.
So when did you discover that, what football is something that I can be good at and I can pursue here and that, definitely could, thrive in high school, Nuccio?
Yeah, well, at first I started really young, started at 3 years old. So and I was a little bigger than everybody. So I kind of see like, oh, maybe this could work out. And then as we started to grow, getting older, I just, I love the game, and I just felt like I could take my talent to the next level at DePaul High School because, great football, and I just carried it off to that,
What makes the game of football so special to you, Nuccio?
honestly, starting from a little kid, it just something about it, it's just kind of like a family. It's a team game. It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
it's you versus someone else. It's a team game.
Mhm.
So all 11 players have to work together to win it. And it's special to me.
Yeah. As we know, Nuccio, it's just not about being an athlete. You're a student as well, student and athlete. I mean, that's the thing with academics. It plays uh, a huge component in it, a pivotal role. Can you talk about how you've been able to balance it out? A lot of people, this is not easy. I said, especially with, I mean, any sport, but football especially. How mentally and physically taxing it can be. How have you been able to, just, adjust to that?
Definitely, definitely. It's definitely hard, but you got to take in order to be a great player and student, you got to take time out to do your schoolwork.
Mhm.
Instead of going out every day, you got to take your schoolwork seriously so you can play football on Friday nights.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I just took my time out. Instead of going with my friends every day, I would cut a couple times out to do some schoolwork.
Yeah.
So that was important for me.
You brought up a great point. Friday night. What does Friday night lights or Saturday afternoon during the fall, mean to you?
It's the whole week in school. Everybody's hyping it up. The
Yeah.
students, even the teachers,
Yeah.
and every day we're going out and practice. We're all ready, and it's a great feeling when you get to walk out there and it's surreal, honestly.
Yeah. Don't want to forget about the college process, how that is working out for you right now, and just what the latest is, Nunzio.
Yeah, I think soon I'm gonna make a decision where I'm gonna go,
Hmm.
and it's definitely a hard decision, but
Yeah.
I think I'm ready, pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. It's not easy with the, college, I mean, searching for the perfect fit and then the recruiting process. I've asked guys, it's much easier now. You can put stuff out there on Huddle and like other, applications, but Huddle seems like to be the main one. I mean, have you been able to utilize that application as well, Nunzio?
Yeah, definitely. Huddle's the best, honestly. I send it to everybody. Send every coach.
Yeah.
I feel like in the nation because I've been cooped up in the house, so
Yeah,
just sending that out to everywhere.
that's great. Talk about family, your parents, if you have any siblings, just the support you've received from them before at DePaul Catholic, and of course here now in high school, Nunzio.
Yeah, definitely. It's a football family. I have two little brothers.
Okay.
One goes to DePaul now. He's a freshman. He's a
Okay.
lineman. And the other one, he's a football player too. He wants to go to DePaul one day.
Well,
And just to have them in the stands watching me, it's a great feeling because we're just a football family and we love it. So
that's great. A lot of driving around the games, practices.
yeah,
Yeah, it seems like that's the trend. The family line. Said having a number of siblings. It said go to DePaul Catholic, but it's great to have that tradition. I didn't want to forget, of course, the alumni as well at DePaul Catholic. Can you just describe the support from them as well?
yeah. Well, at DePaul, I'm not alumni is a big thing because they actually do come back, and
Mhm.
especially the football alumni. You might see some of them in practice, and they're coaching you too.
That's great.
It's a big family, honestly. Even people come back in school, say what's up to you, and they definitely take their time out to help us. That's the great thing about DePaul and the alumni.
That's great. So when it comes to tight ends, college, NFL, tell me anybody you said definitely following said a given Saturday or Sunday during the year, during the regular season, even the playoffs.
Definitely. George Kittle is my favorite.
Okay.
He could block and catch, so
Yeah.
I kind of pride my game on that.
Great. Final question is that you were talking about starting out young, playing football, and as being a senior, I'm sure that passing down, of course, that knowledge, that experience, because you were a freshman once, you were looking up to the seniors. I'm wondering what your advice is for not only those younger players, but also the kids out there, that are around 3 or 4 or 5 years old, even a little bit older, playing Pee Wee and junior football, and trying to figure out, okay, you know what? Can I, eventually land, one day on the varsity squad, at DePaul Catholic and be in, just like you, just what your advice would be for those kids out there.
Definitely, because at one point I was a freshman and I was looking up to guys like Vinny DePalma and guys like that were just telling me, keep your head on straight. We're gonna get here together. And honestly, the biggest advice I have is just to work hard because everything's not given.
Yeah.
So starting from a young kid, I just worked hard as I could to get to this point now, and I'm not done working. So that's the biggest advice I have.
Sounds good. And Nuccio, I can't thank you enough again for the opportunity to interview you. Congratulations again on your success there at DePaul Catholic High School, on the football field, on and off, and wishing you all the best. At Silver College this upcoming fall.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.